All right, guys. So let's do a first workout. So the way I break down my workouts is chest and bicep, back and tricep. Then I do legs and shoulders. And I usually try to do, like I said, maybe one or two compound movements. A third one would be something that's, stretches, let's say your biceps, so preacher curls or concentrated curls, flies or cable flies or whatnot for, let's say, for chest and such. Shoulders is, there's a lot going on. So, because you got a front, sides, the back, traps. So it's one of the workouts that actually usually takes me the longest, and it takes a lot of effort and very little room for when it comes to making mistakes, when it comes to what it takes for me to get my shoulders bigger and my traps. But last couple months, if I've added, like I've been doing this for a little bit, for way longer than couple months, but I've added an extra side raise workout with my chest, and that actually helped me a lot. So what it seems is that doing shoulders once a week does not work out for me. They just need to be stimulated way more often. So I have Merax adjustable dumbbells, and then I have a different set of dumbbells that go up to 120 pounds. These are the adjustables. One goes to like 75. So we'll do about 2 warm-ups. So let's say 17.5 kilos. These are in kilos, so all right. So a little bit more explosive up and concentrated downs. Negatives are super important. I would say they're more important sometimes than actually the positives, because you're holding and stretching your muscle, and that's where you damage the muscle fiber more. So your body rebuilds that muscle fiber and builds a little bit extra on top of it, and that's how you grow your muscle. Now, I don't wait, and that's personally I do. I know it's not to maximize muscle growth, is because you burn yourself out a little bit more. But I go straight to the next workout, which is gonna be shrugs, is to save time. And the way it works for me, it works pretty well. So when I do bicep and chest, I mix those two up. I don't do chest and then, and then just go to the bicep. This particularly I like. It hits my rear traps pretty well. It stretches them out fine. And I've actually been getting pretty good results from them. And like I said, because my disc and my neck are bulging, so I gotta be very careful not to go over, because it pinches my nerve, then I cannot turn my neck for a couple days. All right. So like I said, I don't go crazy on a weight. I absolutely don't give a shit how much weight I'm pressing. What I care about is how it feels. And that I'm putting, like I said, stress on my muscle, that it's working them out well, and that I can get that, to the failure set where where you barely pulling and you're creating that adaptation that, eventually leads to bigger muscle, stronger muscle, and such. I usually, and I'm not gonna do this, so when I do these, I also add like an ab workout, hanging legs, or just laying flat on the bench. And so that also helps me with saving time. So I do just kind of, like I said, rotational. And it's not ideal because when you, let's say if you do give yourself more time and you just stick to your shoulders, you will probably get more size that way. You will also last longer because you have a little bit more time to recover, but that's not my personal goal, right? I mean, I have, decent amount of size for what I'm trying to do. And and I'm fine. What I'm trying to do is define what I have. And like I said, just kind of stay in shape and just slowly improve what I have, like I said, because it's hard, like at some point when you're already cut, it is very hard to lose weight and retain muscle. When you're starting and let's say, you overweight, and you're starting to work out, you will gain weight, you will gain muscle, and you will lose weight at the same time. But then there's this threshold that you kind of pass where that starts to reverse, where you need to, my bad. We need to start changing your diet a little bit. Things, what do you do if you're doing cardio? Because the more you diet, the more cardio you're gonna do, and your fat is already low. Well, your body starts to kind of pull some of the amino acids out of your muscle, some of that glucose you stored, and 1 molecule of glucose is attached to 3 glucose of water. So when you're burning out these excess carbs, you start to look flat. The good thing is, like, that's a trick when you do before bodybuilding show, is because you technically pull as much as you can from your muscle, and then like last 2-3 days when you carbon up, as you know, your body always overcompensates. It'll push more glucose into your muscle and more water than you had before, and that's gonna give you that nicer, fuller look. But before you get to that point, you have to suffer. And and it's very tricky. I also noticed that, like, once, if you cut your carbs almost entirely from your diet, it is much easier to it's much easier to control your hunger. I noticed, like, once you introduce like pasta or rice, you're gonna be hungry more often, even if you don't need to eat, because it's one of those things that inhibits. So you have leptins and ghrelin, which are responsible for feeling that you had enough in your hunger, and I've heard this theory before, and like it's been proven, but I've tried it in my life, and like I said, when I diet, I can control my food very, very well. And I eat, 4 in the morning, I have a meal, 9 o'clock, then 2 o'clock, and then after gym, and I take about 80 grams of protein on each. So let's say I'm about 260 grams of protein a day. And if I introduce any carbs, like I said, after a day or two, I'm starting to be hungry more and more. So if you can eliminate a lot of these carbs out of your diet, that will help you control the hunger much better. good warm up. Let's change the camera position. So like I said, this is so I try to do about 2 warm-ups to get the blood flow going. I recommend about 10 minutes of cardio. Today I did like half an hour. So also, like I said, you know, when I talked about eating, my work schedule is a little bit different, but at 9 o'clock I had a 10-minute break. I go outside and I run for 10 minutes. First I was walking, then juggling, then I started getting better, you know, technically, you know, a lot, like I said, anything you do eventually improves, but my stamina kind of went up and I started running 10 minutes. Then I had a 11:30 break for half an hour. I went and I ran for 20 minutes. And then once again at 2 o'clock I had a break and I also go run for 10 minutes. It didn't matter if it rains or snow, I still go out there. If it was raining, just took an umbrella and just take a like fast-paced walk. And that also helps. So, you know, you're eating between your food, you're moving, so your metabolism is constantly working throughout your body, and like I said, and it's you know, then I come home. Now, like I said, I've been doing cardio for 30 minutes, maybe up to even 50 minutes. Have my workout, get on the treadmill, walk it off for like 10 minutes, and then, you know, go and eat something. After workout, you can actually consume some, I don't, but you can consume carbs, not gain weight out of it, because you're just replenishing whatever you burned. But there's certain, it is what it is. Listen, if you know you're gonna be more physically active, you're gonna burn more calories, eat more. It is simple as that. But what I'm saying is, eat what you need, don't eat what you want. It's a very simple math. So, you know, but how much you should eat, you know, that really depends on you. That's why eating the same thing every day, I know it's boring, but there's no free lunch, will help you to learn, you know, what is your daily need for calories. And if you're trying to gain more muscle, more weight, just add a little bit to it. If you're trying to lose weight, take out a little bit more from that. And that's the whole beauty of eating the same thing, same meals at the same time, because your body already learns that this is what I'm getting and this is how I'm gonna look. This is how, you know, my body weight is gonna be on. So, like I said, you know, now you have a baseline, and for whatever you're trying to achieve, you can add more carbs if you need more energy, or more fat, or more protein, or you can take out some more carbs. And you know, like I said, with time, hopefully you're gonna achieve your goal. And if that doesn't work for you, then guess what? You need to change that, right? You need to figure it out. Something, you have to do something different. But just be honest with yourself. If you're, you know, eating what you're supposed to, and obviously it's like when you do construction or other jobs, is like I can eat like whenever at work, but maybe you work in an environment that you just can't get, for example, to meal at 9 o'clock. You'll have to find a solution for yourself, right? It's it is simple as that. Like, even if you have to go to the kitchen, heat something up in the microwave, go to the toilet and eat there, do whatever is necessary. But if you're not gonna do it, it's like I said, it's not to my benefit. It's gonna be, if you can do it, it's to your benefit, nobody else's. So, you know, no excuses. Just like I said, do whatever is necessary, and I promise you, it will pay itself off after a while. Okay. the harder you're gonna work, the harder you're gonna work and the smarter you're gonna work, obviously, the better gains you're gonna achieve. But it's all on you, buddy. Fortunately. I'll do, this is 2 warm-ups. So I'm at 20 kilos, I'll do 25, 30, and 32.5 kilos. So I'll do 3 to failure. If I know that I have a little bit more room, I'll go with the 32.5 again. And then, like I said, I got about 3 or 4. So I'm at 90, let's say 90, 110, 150, 125 on shrugs on this. I usually can go up to like 180, 200 before, after that, my neck starts to pull on me hard, so it's kind of risky. Then I'll do 100-pound dumbbell crunches. I'll do side raises for the shoulders, and then start working on my real delts. And like I said, with my chest workout, I always do 4 sets of Smith machine bench to hit on my chest. So like I said, my chest I hit technically twice a week, but I do regular chest workout, and then 3-4 days later, I'll do like 4 sets of 1 warm up and then heavier and 2 very heavy ones to failure, but very slow all the way down. And then when I do chest workout, I do side raises, and that helps me to also with my shoulder kind of health, because I had a lot of shoulder issues. I had days where I couldn't sleep because my shoulders were just kind of killing me. But now when I do side raises, also it kind of warms up my shoulders. So there's certain ways I can position my elbows a little bit where I get a very good stretch. Let's say, but when you're pressing, your chest is a little bit, shoulder gets involved, a little bit of tricep, and you'll see, once your triceps gonna get stronger, your shoulders get stronger, your bench also gets better too. So like all these things kind of play a role. So, and I know like as much, after 30 years, as good as you can get, isolating muscle, yes, but you're not pressing with your chest only, you're still holding those dumbbells, or you're holding those bars, and your shoulders are still moving. Like dumbbell presses, when you think about it, it's like what part of the shoulder you're working out. So like, when you do side raises, right, and you see your muscle, which muscles are working. But when you think about shoulder press, so this is your front. So what you're doing is you're rotating your shoulder, and what are you pressing right here? So you actually, this is a front shoulder workout, kind of, sort of. Also, because I've seen a lot of this, where people had dumbbells and they do these rotations. Do not ever rotate your shoulders under heavy weight, because you will destroy your rotor cuff. It's one of the dumbest things you can do. Keep it simple. Keep, like I said, basics on anything you can do. All the other things, like I've seen people do bench pressing and kind of, go on the bottom and try to stretch it out. All these things, like I said, they put a lot of stress on your shoulders. Yes, you'll get a little bit better stretch, but eventually it's gonna be with some cost. So just stick to basics. They always work. Try to do as much of free weight exercises as you can, because you will have more fibers being liberated, because you have to hold, you have a balance. However, the machines, they play some good role too, because you don't have to worry about, keeping a balance of things. You can just concentrate on that movement, right? And kind of getting it up. So good positive, like I said, slow on negative, more explosive on a positive. However, not, don't use emotion to drive the weight, because that's the problem. It's like eventually once you work out and you don't develop bad, like some people learn certain ways where you get used to do a certain way and you cheat, and it's very hard to kind of teach someone not to do that because you already learned it. So develop good habits right off the line. Like heavy weight should be the last thing that you should worry about. It doesn't matter if you're curling 15s, 20s, whatever is good for you. Learn, get that muscle connection, because that thing is real. And then start just adding weight to it and kind of build into it. That would be the best advice I could give you. And like I said, and a lot of guys, even find the biggest guy in your gym. I don't care if he looks like a goddamn bastard. Man, when you're humble and you ask them for advice, these guys will help you, because they started somewhere too. And I still remember, like I said, super skinny guy and just obsessed with it. And like I said, the amount of mistakes that I've done, it's unbelievable. But, like I said, I didn't know any better, right? So like for me, it was just, pure, excess amounts of weights and, stay hours in the gym. That was the way that we kind of thought that's how you were growing. But eventually we kind of learned that you're just, you overdoing it. You're burning yourself up. You're burning your muscles unnecessarily, and it's becoming counterproductive. All right, guys. So I'm gonna do later side raises, for example. So I'll turn on the camera again. But for now, let me get back to my gym, concentrate. And like I said, for me, the way I like it, no TV, no cell phone. Sometimes I'll turn on music, but this is me time. Fuck work, fuck everybody. This is the only hour and a half that I keep for myself. And like I said, and I don't need anything to kind of mess with that. So what do you call it? But I'll try to do more videos and like I said, so you go to the gym, it's me time. Like I said, if you can leave your phone away and just do something for yourself and your body, and you're gonna do okay. All right, guys. So my first session is done. Now I'm doing dumbbell shrugs. Then I jump into my Smith machine bench press. It's a lightweight, slow, concentrated, stretch my upper chest. And then I do side raises with the cables. And like I said, if you're trying to gain the maximum strength and maximum size, because I take very little rest, and that's gonna cost you some, extra strength and the recovery time. So you're not gonna maximize the way I work out. However, when you're crunching on time, when you're the size of your muscle, you're fine with it, with what it is, and you just kind of try to utilize your time the best you can. It also helps to build stamina because you're nonstop moving. That might be a good choice for you. Listen, there's like 1,000 ways of doing things, and like I said, everybody's doing things a little bit differently, and whatever works for me, like it might not work for you, but it might. The thing is, that just kind of gives you an idea where how you can structure your workouts. So when it comes to it, you'll have to experience, experiment, and kind of see for yourself. And if you're gonna switch different routines, different workouts, try to stick to something for 3-4 months, so at least you know what works and what doesn't work for you before you switch to something different. All right, bench. Like I said, with these, it's good to have a specific amount of repetitions you're gonna do. So let's say, last week if you did 10, the ideal goal is to do 11, 12. But like I said, these are more of a like kind of extra added workouts. And like I said, my chest was just, I had like no upper chest and just front shoulders. And these, like I said, they helped me a lot. And I just have a very small body frame and very swoopy shoulders. So it takes a lot of muscle for me to actually, fill that frame when it comes to the upper chest and shoulders. But like I said, I've done, at least for my taste, for my goal, I'm pretty happy with the way things kind of improving. That's really all that matters, right? Is whatever makes you happy, All right. Veins popping up. Feels good. I could have done like maybe one or two more, but what do you call it? Like I said, I've been so food deprived. My energy levels it's horrible. Like 2 weeks ago, I had a little piece. I had some peas with some beef, and about like 20-30 minutes later, you could see just veins kind of start popping up everywhere. And that's the whole goal. It's, that if you just go to the gym to work out, it's, I don't know, it's just kind of, not that it seems pointless, but, for me, like every year, even though I don't compete anymore, I try to kind of get as close as possible to like a competitive condition for me. Just to, like I said, just to have some sort of a goal. So, 6, 7, 8 months out of the year, just still good food, heavier weight, a little bit, less repetition. And this, so long time ago, that was kind of thing where, when you dieted, you kind of raised your repetitions, and when you're bulking, you were kind of going less repetitions and more weight, which kind of came to be totally pointless, because like I said, you modulate your condition with food, not necessarily the type of workouts you do. But when it comes to the stamina and like I said, and the way you kind of spend your energy on certain workouts, I still kind of stuck to this goal. Plus, because like I said, so many of the injuries, I keep my repetitions on certain things like between 12, like 20 even, come down 20, 16, 12, maybe 8. Rarely come down to like 4 or 5. because it's just like I said, I'm getting old too, and after so many years, you know, all these things kind of come out eventually, and you know, like I said, I'm not trying to get injured anymore. I'm not a young kitten, so I use less weight, more repetitions, and so far it's, you know, it's going good. Okay. Oh, so little energy, man. The thing is that I've also been working out every day now for like last month, but it's almost, I got one more week and I'm out on a vacation. So I'll take a little break, eat some good food, enjoy Cambodia, Vietnam, and Philippines. And even the hotels I stay in, quite often they have a gym. So sometimes, you know, I sleep not that much. I'll wake up and I'll go to have a workout and then have a breakfast. So even on a vacation, like I said, occasionally when I get a chance, I'll go to the gym for 40 minutes to an hour. Man, I lost the count. I don't even remember how many did I do. So side raises, after side raises, I do real delts. So you can go either grab a pair of dumbbells and then go up, or what I do is I cross the cables and I go get my real delts that way. When I usually do that, I'll take a 25, 35, and then 45-pound plate. So what I'm trying to do is hit the fronts and the back, right? And just go front raises. And when I do that, I'll be done with my chest because I got 2 more sets on the chest. Then I'll go and I'll do my abs. And that's gonna be a workout for me. I started adding also, it's one of Jay Cutler's favorite workout, where I'll bring the cables and I'll cross them and just kind of get that same thing as it hits real delts really nice. And you know, like I said, it's so overally you get a nice separation from your delts, you know, for the front and the backs and your traps. All right, guys. So that'll be, like I said, so I got about 20 minutes hopefully left. Then I'll do 10-minute cardio just to kind of relax a bit, bring down my circulation and all. And then I'll make like a 6 to 8 eggs meal with a little bacon. I stopped, and one thing is because I did take up like 50 to 60 grams from whey protein. But whey protein, because it's so simple, I've never measured it and I have to check that out, but I've noticed when I'm trying to cut down and I start adding whey protein powder to my diet, it causes for me to gain weight. It's just, I remember my abs kind of not that like they disappeared, but I saw that I was gaining a little bit of weight. So it causes some insulin release, and insulin is technically a fat storage hormone. So I just noted that if I'm eating, just like I said, chicken, fish, beef, eggs, and just real food, it's easier for me to die down. It becomes much harder with the whey protein. So just be aware of that. And I have a glucose meter. One day I'll drink a shake and I'll check my glucose and I see if it's gonna go up actually. But I wouldn't be surprised, because whey protein is so simple, just gets into your system right away. And like I said, I forgot one of the researchers, that work on technically protein, said whey protein, because they're so quick release, it might actually release insulin, and obviously more insulin you have, harder is to lose weight. That's why the more weight you're gonna lose, the less insulin resistance you're gonna have, and the easier it becomes later to actually lose weight. So just be aware of that. All right, guys, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.